All right, the tool that I'm building is something that I can use in the milling machine and the drill press, but I'm setting it up so I can also use it on my table. And this is set up here so that I can have round tubing sitting there if I'm drilling holes or whatever. And that's gonna be, I'll cut this at 5.5 inches and then another piece of 5.5 inches, and then I'll drill it out so that it centers in these holes here on the table. And I could also use T-nuts on the milling machine. So, let me get some of this crap out of the way. So that these slots right here, I have T-nuts that drop in those slots and they slide in like this. And then you could bolt stuff through those holes to hold that piece on here so that you can mill something that's round, square, or whatever. This is a piece of stock that I use just for shims and whatever. But if you have that angled piece in the mill, you can, use it like this, or round tubing, same thing. Something that's hard to put in a mill or hard to put in the drill press. So if this is on the drill press, it's basically going to be the same thing as what I did here. I built this years ago, and this is a tool that I use to drill round stock, or if I want to drill it on something that's square and I want to get right on that edge or mill something off. That's what I use this for. So it's basically the same thing, but I want to be able to bolt it to the table. So those are set up so that they're, I can bolt them through the drill press like that. And then these pieces will have a spot where you'll have round tubing that will sit in there to, where you can drill through it, or the square stock or whatever. So it should work out pretty good. So I use this Dicom layout fluid, and I scribed a mark right here. And then I'm gonna take a grinder and cut this off, and I'll clean it up so that this sits flush, and then the pieces will be welded right here. So I'll have to prep this and clean it, before, wipe it down with alcohol before I weld it. But I'm just gonna use a angle grinder to cut that off. I don't have a milling machine that I can actually surface with, but this will work good. As long as I get it where it sits on a surface plate nice and flat, or on the welding table nice and flat, we'll be okay. I cut into this a little deep, but it's not gonna matter. That'll give me a spot to weld right there after I chamfer this and stick this piece here to weld to. I think I'm gonna change my design too a little bit, because running it, instead of running it like this on the side, I guess it wouldn't matter. Yeah, I can run it there on the side, it's fine. But I was thinking I might even run it right here like this, where this is sitting on top of here. And then, yeah, I might just do that, I don't know. We'll kind of see what happens when I get to the part where I'm ready to weld, So I'm gonna go ahead and get this one cut, this piece here. So I'll get this piece right here cut and cleaned up, and then I'll get these cut, and I don't want to bore you guys with that. I might show drilling the holes or whatever. I might even do that with a mag drill, I'm not sure yet. I want them to be nice and clean, or drill them with a drill bit, and then I'll run you know, a chamfer bit in there or a reamer. And this is pretty thick plate, but that's what I wanted. Yeah, this is 1/2 inch by 1, just a little over 1 inch. And this is just a piece of scrap that I had laying around. So that should be nice and strong. And then these are the same thing. These are nice and thick. And if I want to run some Allen bolts on there, because these Allen bolts that I have, they run right through the table, and they're 5/8, and they run through the table where they, you know, you don't get any slop or nothing, and you'll be able to bolt them down on the bottom. You know, you'll be able to put a nut on the bottom of those sticking through the table. But if I run 5/8, bigger than this, but if I run 5/8, it'll drop into the table, and you won't have anything moving around or nothing. That you'll actually be able to do the work right there on the table without even bolting that fixture down. So when you're done with it, you can just tap it and bring it up out of those holes. So I'm not sure how I'm doing that yet. Kind of building this on the fly. I want to build some hold downs for my table, drill press, and milling machine, and then my other table also, so that I can use everything all in the same jig or fixture plate, all in the same. You know, they'll match all the same setups as my tables and drill press and whatever. So I'm gonna keep messing around with it, probably do a little bit more filming. If not, I'll just kind of set up the camera and go from there. So this video is sponsored by Evolution Tools, and they sent us the saw a while back. It's absolutely amazing. And this is a cold cut saw, and it'll go through this like butter. And I also want to thank them for the new one that they just sent us. This is the new 14-inch miter chop saw, and I'll do an unboxing and show some of the other stuff that they sent next couple days or whatever. But they also sent some blades. This one here is aluminum and stainless, and I think the other one was thin metal. Yeah, thin metal here. So I want to thank Evolution Tools. Thank you so much for sending this stuff. This is not hot at all. And then the other thing is you can see there's no, what would you call it? Like no sharp spots or whatever. And that's what I like about this saw. That's not even warm. It's amazing. Just to make these a little bit fancier, I figured I'd chamfer the edges. I have a little spot I need to take out there. Started filing it because this thing I was using it. I don't know if you can see it. It's this tooth right here. The carbide tooth broke. See it moving around? That one right there broke. And it actually dug into the metal and caught right there. So I need to change the bit on that. So for now, I'm just gonna file and use a flapper disc. Try to get as best I can so it looks nice. And then I'll get the holes drilled.
You guys hear that dog fight?
Well, sorry about that. You missed some of it. My battery was dying on my phone when I was drilling this. But I got the chamfers put on there, got everything sanded, and I just have some 5/8 bolts, but I might as well try it. Drop in the hole. So yeah, that'll work good. And then the next thing I'll do is put these together and start getting those welded on like that. So I got all these pieces all ready, and then getting ready to weld them together right now with the TIG. Sorry about that. And everything's pretty much wiped down with the alcohol, ready to go. And they dropped in the table nice. So it worked out good. But when I did this table, when I drilled these holes in this table, I was real careful about, you know, making sure the jig was dead on when I got it set up. So, and now all I'm doing is getting everything set up so that it's square. I think I'm gonna tack this corner on right here first. Ground. So I got 2 good tacks on it right now. And then gotta move this around, get it where I want it. You can kind of see where we're at now. Got a couple tacks on there. I need to square up everything before I tack this side, so I'll double check, and then it'll be nice because you know, when you lay a piece of pipe in there or whatever, this will be nice and square to the drill press or welding tables or whatever. Should work out good. Now the main reason I built this jig is I'm having a lot of having a really hard time trying to do square. Oops, sorry about that. Crap, camera work. Trying to do square stock and also trying to do round rod like this. If I want to mill off a section, like a space in here or something, it's really hard to drill into this or mill a section with this round solid rod. So that was the main reason that I am building this. And then now you can kind of see what I'm talking about. is, you know, when that sits on the drill press, the welding tables, whatever. Now, if I had this was tubing and I had a piece that I wanted to cope, and, you know, using this hammer as an example, if I wanted to cope this in to come into this pipe here, well, this jig is going to hold that where that edge is right there on the top. So this will be a really nice jig to work with. I'm going to go ahead and finish welding up. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. You've seen me welding before. I appreciate you watching my channel. Thanks for all the support, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.